Hello, friends. Welcome into New Orleans Saints Now. I am Tom Downey here with a look at some of the Saints' Week 3 winners. Not every single player is mentioned, but some of the top ones that I was rather impressed by coming out of the Saints' Week 3 win. A big one over the New England Patriots. First up, and I didn't include Jameis Winston because I didn't think he played as great as maybe he did in Week 1. But first up is Alvin Kamara. He'd been a bit slow to start this season, but I thought he fared quite well. First off, from a volume perspective, right? 24 carries, 89 yards, nothing incredible, but he also had 3 catches for 29 yards. 27 touches is a lot for a player like Kamara, but I thought he handled it quite well, and in the end, the results kind of speak for themselves. So, is Kamara operating at peak efficiency? No, I don't think so, but I thought this was a big step in the right direction for the talented feature back. Next up, wide receiver Marquez Callaway. Only 4 catches. The Saints offense has not aired it out a lot in Week 1 or in Week 3, but Callaway finally kind of got going a little bit. The hype train was so real around Callaway in the preseason. Now he kind of lives up to it in Week 3. 4 catches, 41 yards, and a score. Get that every week out of the New Orleans offense. If they throw it as unfrequent as they did this week, that might probably end up being their receiver 1 for much of the season, or at least until Michael Thomas comes back. Let's go to defense now. Several players I want to mention because, damn, that defense played great. First up is Marshon Lattimore. 10 tackles, but it's a corner, so whatever. What impressed me the most? A pass breakup and an interception. Mac Jones threw it a lot and did not have the most success. I thought Lattimore played very, very well. So, too, and maybe even better than Lattimore was Malcolm Jenkins, the aging but still so productive defensive back in New Orleans. 7 tackles, 2 pass breakups, an interception, and yes, a defensive touchdown as well. I mentioned leading up to this game that I thought Demario Davis was a key player to watch, and that absolutely was the truth. 8 tackles, 2 of them for loss, as well as 2 pass breakups. Even though he's 32 years old, Davis is one of the premier off-ball linebackers in the NFL, maybe even one of the most underrated players across the National Football League. So what do you guys think? Who was the biggest Saints winner from Week 3? Several others I could have put on here I didn't even mention. Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. Now, if you guys want more Saints videos, previews, recaps, news, rumors, updates throughout the season and into the offseason, hit that big red button and subscribe. It's youtube.com/Saints Today. Tom Downey here for a look at some losers from the Saints' Week 3 win over the Patriots. So yes, I am picking some nits here to an extent, but I did want to mention some players who I didn't think fared the best. First up is cornerback Paulson Adebo. Now, I'm not out on Adebo by any stretch of the imagination. Overall, I think he's been a pretty solid player for the Saints in his first season. And the 5 tackles, okay, whatever. But in a game in which very little didn't go right for New Orleans, I thought there was plenty of room for growth for the young rookie corner out of Stanford. Targeted 7 times, allowed 4 catches for 53 yards and the touchdown by New England. So not bad, but also not quite what I'm hoping for out of Adebo long term, but I'm not panicking by any stretch of the imagination quite yet. To the offensive side now, Andrus Peat. And again, I was really just picking nits here, nitpicking to figure out who I was going to put on the loser side. There were a lot of winners from this one. Andrus Peat allowed a sack, 2 hurries. That was the most of any on the offensive line. Hoping for a little bit better play. Not terrible, but of the offensive linemen, I thought the worst in this one for New Orleans. The only true loser, the massive wow, that guy was terrible, Aldrick Rosas, the kicker, who was 0 for 2. That's right, it could have been a bigger blowout by the Saints, and those field goals, well, one was long, but the second, not really. I don't think Rosas fared very well, and I get that Will Lutz is banged up. If I'm the Saints, maybe you keep looking for other kickers, because that was not a good showing by a kicker who was once viewed as one of the better ones in the NFL, but that's how kickers tend to operate. It's a very much a mental side of the game, and when it's gone, it doesn't always come back. My fear is that's the case right now for Aldrick Rosas. So who do you think was the biggest loser for the Saints from Week 3? I get it, it's negative, but that's how life works. Get your votes in if you dare in the comments section.